to the next low, from one side to the next side. So just be patient, check it out, and learn something. Figure out solutions behind the problems. Today, we're going to talk about division. We're going to talk about being divided. We're going to talk about what allowed this place to be divided, what created the division. So, by this country being divided, by so many people that have their own little circles and cliques that they can go and hover around to be a part of, where there's other people out there that don't have that same thing. And some people are probably not even searching for it, but at the same time, to advance and to grow, being divided doesn't help anyone. The best thing to do is to come together, to be sufficient enough to help each other grow, to piggyback off the next person, to continue to keep growing. I think most people have kind of forgot really what it means to be black and what it really means to be black. We've been divided for a real long time. We talk about it. We see more black people fighting amongst each other just to prove some hype that they did something to somebody so that they could post it, or so that they could film it or go live. And think about it. That's creating division between the families down the generations of the line. They living next door to each other. There's a situation where Friday after I left Juma, I'm driving down Washington here in Las Vegas, Nevada, of course, right in between J and H Street. And there was a huge fight. Of course, I pulled over, jumped, stood on the ledge of the car. Some little dude was threatening me like, you better not get out. You better not come over here. You better not come over here. But when I pulled up, everything stopped. So I just kind of sat there for a minute and I kind of watched it all stop. But I was looking at, everybody had their phones out, their tablets out, and everybody was recording. So when I got there, it all stopped. I pretty much just, ran my voice across them. Hey, blah, whatever. But it stopped. The division has been like super crazy that you can't even, you can't be neighbors with the people that you live next door to, that you're gonna have to live next door to for at least until you get ready to move. And when you're on housing and vouchers, you know how long that stuff takes. So it's best that people learn how to get along. The division is so strong and it's so powerful that what we need to do is we need to start teaching the solution, so that when the division is stronger than the community, the solution that we could bring in amongst us. What do y'all think about it? Engage. Let me know what you're thinking right now. Tell me what you're thinking. Type it in the comment box. Click subscribe, like, share. Go in the comment box and tell me what you're thinking, and then I would respond to that. I would go back and I would respond to your comment. The division is super strong. As you see that when some people move a certain way, how that division carries even harder. Speaking of, let's take January 6th for an example. All of the people that started hating Trump, all of the people that started loving Trump, but in somewhere down the line, it created division between people that was already cool with each other before all of that. Some people left people out to dry, just left them hanging. Also, put their foot pretty much on their neck. Thinking about the division that this country has created, it was all to make money off of as much as they can, because controversy sells more than anything. People don't want to see no They don't want to see nothing else. They want to see the controversy. They don't want to see a peaceful, as much as people say it, they say that's how they want to live. People say this type of stuff all the time, but in reality, they don't want to see it. They love seeing the drama. They love seeing that division of conquer and non-conquering. So what you have to do is you have to figure out which side are you on. And you have to really check yourself about that. You have to check and see what do you actually, what's your value? What are you holding to be able to deliver for someone to follow you if you're doing positive, if you're trying to stop people from creating more and more division. Because when a child is born, they're not divided. They know nothing about it. They only become divided when someone puts it in their head. You would never know that you don't like somebody. And unless somebody done something to you that you have to say, well, I didn't like what that person did, so that makes me not like that person. But for you to just have that mindset of not liking a person for their color, not liking somebody because of their hairstyle, not liking somebody because of the way they dress. That there's so many ways that people create division because you may not even know that person, but at the same time, you created that division. Americans do it all the time. It's okay if you like one thing or they like one thing, but to create the wars that has took place, the wars that have taken place, and the wars that are happening right now today. Territorial people want to take over people's territory. Some people want to conquer. Their whole mission is to destroy and conquer and destroy. But this division that it creates, it juggles, because of the money that they make, they don't really care how many people on the bottom get hurt or how many people in the middle get hurt, as long as it works well for them. This country has created the worst. I mean, it has created the worst character of people that you ever want to see. The nastiest, I mean, the things that people say to one another, the things that people do to one another, the things that they put people involved in, the bags, trick bags, catch-22s. This country has so much division. What do you think would create better division, that people are not so divided and people will come together as a nation? And I mean, they sing that song and they talk about one nation, and it's about that, but there's not, because you have groups here, you got groups there, and then all of the groups that you got, you take a look at the most powerful group, or some group that you never even heard about, which may be like the weakest group. But the division that we see constantly in the United States, elsewhere, we're not there. We're here. The ones that are here, the ones that are down. And I know the same thing happens in a lot of other different countries, but there are some countries where there are some places, some continents, some places where people have a lot of peace. They have understanding amongst each other. The crime rate is like this much. You can look those up and it'll tell you. But in this country, take a look at what we've done. Look at where we're at on the scale, the chart. Just take a look at the division in this country and how we've been divided to fall. We've been divided to conquer, to kill, to hurt the people that's right next door to you. It all started, you as a person, it all started from coming out your front door, coming out, going to school, hanging with the people in your neighborhood, You've went to school with people for junior high, elementary, high school, some college, some trade schools, all the way up. And then you think about the division that has divided good people away from good people. People became evil and everybody wants to be this hardcore and until it's time to be hardcore. Everybody want to be hardcore and until it's time to be hardcore. You take a look at how many people that jumped out and really put their life on the line for somebody else or some situation or something like that. You take a look, you count and you tell me how many people have done that, but you could tell me a lot of foolish, senseless murders, killings, and things that has happened. We could talk about a lot of that, but somebody that did it to protect their family or their self, it's not much of that. So much of this is so senseless, and the the darkness that people can't see, that they can't uncover, is the division that they learned and what they was taught. You go to school, like I said, you go to school with somebody for 14 years. You're in the same neighborhood with somebody for 20 years. And you can't get along with that person. That person, you can't stand that person. You'd have to grow to get 50, 60, or 70 years old to realize that, why was I even mad at that person? I'm going to share something with y'all. There's a guy by the name of Donald Monroe, right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I always, wonder why this dude was pressing me every day. I mean, we never had a fight, but he used to press me all the time. And I was, you know, always prepared to have to defend myself when I seen him pop up because I already knew he was trying to put the press down on me. So I always defended myself from the dude. And if he felt like he could whoop me, he probably would have. But he used to always try to punk me, but I never let it happen. He did it all through elementary, all through junior high school. High school, I didn't see much of him because I transferred and went to several different high schools. But in 2015, he called me on Messenger and he apologized. And that was enough for me to say, wow, he was just doing that because of what he said, but he apologized. Years later, I mean, it was shocking to me. Also, I'm giving these guys shout outs because of whatever they was thinking back then, they changed it and they still was thinking about how they treated me or how they disrespected me. And I wasn't bringing no harm or nothing to them. I just wanted to protect myself. For a person to apologize after so many years later. Donald, I thank you for that, man. I appreciate it. That was real big of you to stop the division. That was one way. He called me, and that division it's not there anymore. Um, Even though we wasn't seeing each other, but just to let me know that it wasn't for that he hated me or that he didn't like me. It was just what he was upset with about me. And that was cool for him to call me and tell me that he apologized. Also, I want to give another shout out to um, this guy by the name of Derwin Ashley. Derwin Ashley went to Rancho High School, kind of got caught up by letting another guy interact him to be disrespectful to me, and we wind up, having a good scuffle. And yeah, I really, went there with him. Uh, Not that that was something I wanted to do, but I was forced to do some things that I just didn't want to do. So years later, in 2015, I see this guy at a gas station on Lake Mead in Losi. And he walked up to me while I was on the slot machine, and he looked me in my face and he says, "Do you know who I am?" At the time, I didn't know, but then it all snapped when he said it to me. I said, "Yeah, you Derwin Ashley." He said, "I want to apologize for being a knucklehead back in the days because he was creating so much friction, just being a bad little dude." And I always, like I said, I always protected myself. So by me protecting myself, it was more like, uh, it was more like I wasn't being harmed because I had that spirit, that power, that shield over me that couldn't even touch me. So the people that was bothering me and bugging me, the shield that was already over me through the prayers of my mother and father and aunties and uncles and brothers and sisters, I wasn't able to be touched because I know being tough is a lot. I like to say that the spirits really had this shield over me, and I accept that. In the meantime, this division in the world, he came back. He told me what he was doing in life, how he was going to church, and he changed his life around. That was cool, and I respect you. That was big. That was big of you to um, see me and and think about it and come to me like a man and say, "Man, look, I was wrong, and I apologize." And that was cool, man. I accept your apology and thank you very much. Most people don't, they can't be big enough to go and apologize to somebody. They just still have to act as if they're so hard. And when they think they're so hard, it's like the people that you're teaching behind you, the person that you're going to be when you're 60, but you're teaching a 4 or 8 year old how to create more division with the same kind of people that he's going to grow up around. Catch 22, in and out, 444. These are things that we all have to really just take our time, think about how can we change that division? How can we turn some pages to a newer chapter? This world is, I mean, the world is here. We're not going to outgrow the world. This land going to be here. We passing through. Remember, passing through, you can do what you want to do, but know the consequences of everything that you do. And that's to all the people that are being racist, all the people that are being assholes, the people that are not giving themselves the opportunity to be a friendly person or person that's not being divided. You don't have to disrespect somebody to hate somebody or disrespect somebody to not like who they are. You could just stay away from them. You could not even involve yourself with them. So listen, today was really about people coming together. I want y'all to take a note and think about that on the Vague Show right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'll be coming to y'all periodically here and there. Just stay focused, stay tuned in, stay with me. And the things that we have planned, the things that we have planned for the next 15, 20 years, you also have to know that putting all this energy into trying to be a great person, trying to be somebody, put a lot of energy into training the brain, and then you don't see a great big result throughout the world. It even gets worse. That means that energy is not being spreaded, it's not being divided to the right spiritual movement. Most people don't go to church. They don't go to the masjid. They don't go to the Buddhist. They don't go to the Jehovah's Witness church. They don't go and they don't worship anything other than what they see on TV. That's creating more division because the stuff that they see, people are fighting and creating drama. A live movie that's not even scripted, just people acting a fool. So make sure y'all hit like, subscribe, share, tune in. I'm gonna get to a commercial and get right back. Catch me on the next show. And don't forget, the division, we don't need it.
It's your girl Vivica Fox. Check out the VEG ringtone. All right, enjoy. It's gonna be the latest and the greatest coming your way. The VEG ringtone. Check it out. Hey, what up, y'all? It's your girl Vivica Fox. Check out the VEG ringtone. All right, enjoy. It's gonna be the latest and the greatest coming your way. The VEG ringtone. Check it out. Hey, what up, y'all? It's your girl Vivica Fox. Check out the VEG ringtone. All right, enjoy. It's gonna be the latest and the greatest coming your way.
In the world today, we have experienced how to survive in this life. We're all we got. The vague ringtone. People who wear this brand are people who care about human life. The ones who wear this brand look out for one another. The vague ringtone. Get yours. TheVagueRingtone.club. It's more than a brand. It's a way of life. In the world today, we have experienced how to survive in America. This life, we're all we got. The vague ringtone. People who wear this brand are people who care about human life. The ones who wear this brand look out for one another. The vague ringtone. Get yours. TheVagueRingtone.club. It's more than a brand. It's a way of life.